Due to the graphic nature of its content, listener discretion is advised.
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight.
On this episode of Cigars and Sea Stories, we're sitting down with the founder of Heroes Media Group, Mr. Adam Bird, who's a fellow veteran, yes, National Guardsman, correct? That's the true background, but I need to make sure that every one of our listeners knows that we have got the whole Cigars and Sea Stories team together for Mr. Adam Bird this evening. So, sir, it's an honor and a privilege and great to have you, and I can't wait to get into the backstory because you are doing awesome things and adding exponential value to the world. So, welcome to Cigars and Sea Stories.
Gentlemen, I appreciate you guys having me on. I'm honored. I really am.
Absolutely. So please tell us, fill in the audience. What's the military background?
Well, I spent 9 years in the Army National Guard, and I did a tour in Iraq in 2003. I was there for the initial push, and that was nothing too exciting. I think the last 4 years that I was in the Guard, I spent with a recruit training command. So we're kind of prepping the new recruits to go to basic training. Mm-hmm. So I was an instructor, and I enjoyed doing that, helping the new recruits get ready and get a taste of what the military was gonna be like. Life kind of took a turn for me. I'm a single parent, and I got full custody of my son. So when push came to shove, I was getting ready to go on another deployment, and this was to Afghanistan. I didn't have a family care plan in place, and it was either, and it was right around the time of my re-enlistment time, and it was like, you can either go or be a full-time dad, and I chose to be a father. I liked being a dad, and I kind of missed the first 8 months of his life already, so I decided to get out and pursue other things in life, and that's kind of where I'm at now.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow. Very cool. Well, I commend you, sir.
Yes, very good choice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey.
It wasn't easy. I look back on it every day, and it's like, you miss the stuff that you did, but then you take a look at your kid, and for me at least, it's I know it was the right decision. It wasn't necessarily. I would like to say it was the easy decision, but I know it was the right decision, and I think I take a lot of my success and stuff. I give credit to my son. He just turned 13 a couple weeks ago. So
Nice. That's called being a man. Congratulations. Hello. Take notes, America. There it is. Subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, and Player. So what led to Heroes Media Group, though?
hopes and dreams. I'd started a media company with a business partner. I spent about 4 years ago, 3.5, 4 years ago, and it just, we parted ways. It didn't work out, and we shut that company down last year. And I still had the itch, and I got into this stuff, so I created the Heroes Media Group. And I got two business partners that I've been working with on and off for the last 2 years. They came over and decided that we'd continue to grow this. They believe in the vision that I had, and they wanted to help. And now it's we went from one podcast, and I think we're coming up on 12 podcasts on the network, or shows that will be on the network here starting tomorrow.
Nice.
And we're just, we do a lot of the Heroes Media Group itself. We do a lot of, expos and trade shows. In fact, Modern Day Marine Expo, that's probably, out of all the shows we do, that's probably my favorite show to do, spending out at Quantico for, 3-4 days hanging out with your fellow Marines out there. So we do a lot of that, and it was, I opened it up to the hero side of it was heroes within the community. So we wanted to cover the military and the veteran side of it, obviously, but we also wanted to open that up to law enforcement, firefighters, first responders, teachers, and even clergy. We thought that was all pretty important. So that's kind of how it all started, and we're just kind of pushing forward from there.
Yeah, man. That is very cool stuff. Yeah, because we had a chance to to bat around a few different ideas, and you've got a lot of different stuff that's in the works. Like right now, you're redoing the website. Could you tell us what prompted you to do that?
Well, the website was really outdated. I took the layout that we had from the old company and just basically dubbed it, brought it over, and it was just outdated. So bought a new theme, started making some money, so I hired a company because, believe it or not, I come up with the ideas and I think, oh, this should be fairly easy, not realizing that there's a lot of stuff that goes into like coding and all that other stuff.
Right.
Someone else can handle that shit.
That should be easy. I was like, this should only take you a day, right? Come on. I mean,
Right.
Oh, you said you would. Yeah. It's been 2 weeks now, and we're hoping to have it up by midnight tonight.
Nice.
Hoping. So, but I just wanted a new look, a new feel. I wanted it updated, easy, something that was easier to access. And, one of the things that we've had from previous sponsors in the past was, hey, I have a hard time finding, where I'm sponsoring you guys or where it's at. So we made that a lot easier. So I'm looking forward to the new site. And once that's up, and you can go to www.heroesmediagroup.com. I'll send that out to everybody so you guys take a look, and love your guys' feedback on it.
Definitely. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Very cool.
Well, and I love this premise of, clustering, combining multiple podcasts with similar threads, themes. What's the primary focus that you actually have on there, of the different shows?
The show, to be honest with you, the shows really vary. The shows range from, philanthropy to, we just, one of the new shows that we're bringing on, she's based out of California. She's a relationship and sex coach.
Oh.
I can sit and listen all day. I'm just saying. And then, she's fun to listen to. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
When you are pumping, you must pump hard. Is that
I did an interview with her, and I was like, so you're a relationship and sex coach. So, I mean, how does that work? I mean, are you like in there watching them and like coaching them through the process? Can I hire you? Do you travel? I mean, can we work out
like an awkward conversation
here? I mean, how does this work? So, but no, she does it. And then we have a firearms show that's done very well. And we do a lot of sports. We cover a lot of sports, which was not something I really thought was going to happen. But we've gotten great relationships with NASCAR, the NCAA, men's basketball. We'll be at the Final Four again this year. Major League Baseball has jumped on board with us, so we're doing spring training here in Arizona. So we're looking to expand that into all the other sports, football, hockey, and so forth.
Hockey, we need to get inroads with Mike Ilitch somehow. Let's do this.
There you go.
There we go.
He's a Marine.
He's a Marine, owns Little Caesars, Olympia Entertainment, the Red Wings, the Tigers. Come on, Mike. Come on, Cigars and Sea. Shoot the shit with us.
There you go.
I'm just saying, and I happen to be a massive Red Wings fan,
And my first name is Mike, too.
As a side, right. Hey, guys, we have Mike, and we all stood up in class at the same time because we have the most common name ever. We share that as well. Dude, it sounds like you're up to just a bunch of kick-ass shit. This is awesome.
Yeah, I guess I don't really look at it that way. Everybody, I hear that from quite a few people. Like, how do you do all this? I don't know. I honestly don't know. He asked me how I'm doing. I couldn't tell you day in and day out. It's. I think the vision is just to get a bunch of organizations to work together, kind of come together. I'd like to create jobs. I think, Mike, I was talking to you the other day. I think, over the course of the next 5 years, I'd like to create up to 10,000 jobs, somewhere around the country, whether that's, through Heroes Media Group or with, companies and organizations that we work directly with. I think, not to get too political, but this country has been kind of on a downslope for the last, 20 years. If we can, organizations like you guys and Heroes Media Group, if we can kind of team up and partner together and kind of bring everything back full circle, create new jobs, bring, things back here to the U.S., within the next 10 to 15, even 20 years, they're going to look at how did this country start, moving in an upward swing again. They're going to be able to see our names in the middle of that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, veterans are definitely gonna be the tip of the spear on that. There's just no question about it. I hope you've heard the podcast, but that's kind of our primary focus, just trying to excite other veterans to come into mostly entrepreneurship for us, where it is possible to do this shit. And you're a prime example of that. You're like, hey, I don't know how I do it, but every day, one step at a time. Fuck it, let's roll.
I got a question for you guys. When you guys first started into this, were you afraid to take that first step? I mean, you guys are Marines, so I use the term,
not at all.
Not at all.
Yeah,
no.
I use the term afraid
no.
very
What's
loosely,
fear?
gentlemen.
What is that?
Yeah.
The biggest thing, sincerely, because we launched July 27th, the biggest thing was just timing. We knew that it was there, and a lot of people were already looking for it, and we had gone around the nation on a big road trip, just us kind of, Jocelyn and I going across America, and on our way home, got in touch with someone who will remain nameless for this story and said, "Hey man, I was about to kill myself, and then I saw you two assholes traveling across America and thought, well, fuck, if they can change the world, I can do it too." And it was like, okay, this is going to work. It was like there was proof of concept via social media before we ever even started doing it. People just started, the market pulled. So the imposter syndrome, at least for me, wasn't necessarily there.
It was gone for me the day that the concept came up, period. I mean, it was like, this is a no-brainer. Let's do this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like what, Mike?
Oh God, it was
a few
less
months. Not even. I mean, it was like it was ridiculous how fast it was. Just I mean, but at the end of the day, it's what we do. It's what we have to do. If you let fear slow you down, then I mean, seriously, what you'll never do anything.
You're absolutely right. Yeah,
That's
absolutely. You guys see that a lot in other people that you guys. I've heard a couple of the shows, and first off, I love what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
Other people that you guys are talking. Do you see that happening? Like I call it the leap of faith.
Yeah.
People are just kind of afraid to take that leap of faith.
Yeah, I think the chord that goes across all of it is just get out of your own way and do it. Because if you do that, at least you'll know that it's going to work or it's going to fail, like right away. Pretty quickly at least.
Yeah.
And literally, I think that what I hear a lot is just get out of your own way and let it rip.
I definitely can heed that advice. I know I'm guilty of that in a lot of different ways, and fear really is stifling, and when I've allowed it to be kind of the center focus is when I kind of shut down. But when, arbitrarily Mike asks you to drive across the country in your Jeep and start a podcast, it's like, fuck it, let's do this. And you start taking steps, and then...
For a podcast. He drove across America, was like, oh yeah, I'll base my entire future on a podcast. Like,
yeah, sure, it sounds fucking great.
Why not?
Let's roll.
Oh, hey, and get this, and get
Let's
this.
go.
And get this. Hey, Jocelyn, and get this. We're naming it Cigars and Sea Stories.
Yeah,
and
fuck it.
He's like, yeah, fuck it, I'm in.
Right.
Oh, Jesus. Yep. Just that simple, folks. No problem. No big whoop. Making it look easy since 1775. Oh, my God. Yeah.
Well, I think that one of the biggest things that we see is, that people just, it is hard to make that first leap, especially when you've got a lot on the line. And, some guys, depending on their situations, when they're trying to start a company, maybe there's a big financial buy-in or maybe they've got to drop something that was security, that meant benefits and a secure job. And, they got to make that decision whether they're going to cut that loose to go with the entrepreneurial thing. Those are big decisions, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
none of us have done that shit or anything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's freaking scary, and especially when you got people dependent on you. You know, like 4 daughters, like somebody I know.
What?
Right.
Yeah.
Curse
Yeah.
grunt.
Oh, yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, but that's where people show what they're made of, you know, and that's where veterans really, you know, I'm not saying they do so any more than anybody else that's an entrepreneur, but damned if there's not some other challenges that go along with being a veteran entrepreneur, you know, and dealing with all that and becoming an entrepreneur at the same time, and you know, thriving, not just surviving, but thriving in that environment is pretty impressive to see. Yeah. You know,
agreed.
So.
Well, along with the challenges, we also have a much more active support group in talking with other veterans, especially in what we do. You know, that just going on every day is a therapy session. But veterans coming together is really what's making everything that we do possible.
Right.
Yeah. And allows us to get through it on a daily basis. Because I know if I didn't talk to you guys every day, I have no freaking clue, dude. I have enough veterans counting on me, and the fact that I have like guys like you guys to at least call and be like, even if you don't think I'm calling for that reason, I can tell you a lot of times it's just to talk. You know what I mean? So,
right.
So
yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, exactly. So, so at the end of the day, though, you know, that's what's so unique about our situation is we have 4. There's 4 of us, and I have 3 other guys to lean on, and a lot of businesses they just don't have that. So that's why I say collaboration is the key, especially with veteran stuff. Because if you've got guys that have spilled blood in the same mud on your left and your right, dude, what can't you go do? Period.
Right. Yeah. Many hands make light work, and if there's a lot of veterans that are out there suffering, the more of us that get together and kind of combine forces to go out and help them, then it definitely takes lessens the workload a little bit, and I think we be more effective.
Yeah.
So being a media group, are you guys more, how should we say, censored, or are you still pretty free on the reins as far as content you guys release?
Like saying shit and stuff like that. Can I say that?
Yeah.
You can say whatever the fuck you want, man.
I was like, I don't even know why. Just go ahead and bleep that shit out. I don't want to take like a political side or anything like this. For the Heroes Media Group side of it, we do shows. A lot of them are entertaining. Some of them are very educational. I've turned down sponsors that like, hey, we need you to promote this, but one particular won't rename nameless, but they were kind of very. There was a certain political party that they wanted us to help push, and I don't want to get either one way or the other. I want to keep an even, down the middle. And one of the things I tell people is, don't take my word for it. Do your homework. I think the problem in society today is people are lazy, and they I heard it on CNN or on Fox, so it must be true.
Yeah,
right.
Or they blindly follow a team, and they're like, okay, well, yeah. So that's what I am, and that's how it is. So you're basically saying you're like Switzerland, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah. So basically, I mean, it's just. I guess to answer that, the best way would be. I don't want to pick sides either way. It's more or less for entertainment and education. That's really it.
But you have explicit content on there.
Oh yeah.
Right.
There's quite a bit of that.
Well, I'm looking.
So we talk politics here all the time. We hate all politicians, and we talk about.
All right, perfect. Great.
There you go.
Awesome. I actually asked. There was a local congressman here. It came on. It was a couple 2 years ago, and he said, "Well, I could." I told. He's like, "Adam, you'd be good for public office." And I was laughing. I was like, "No, I don't think so." I was like, "You have to turn in an application and an X-ray of your spine." And He's like, well, what's the X-ray for? And I was like, well, I'm not crooked enough.
Zing.
I don't have scoliosis.
Yeah, everybody else thought it was funny, but him. So
Right.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
That's funny, man. So how long have you been doing the Heroes Media Group now?
Heroes Media Group I started this back June of last year, and then prior to that, I had another company doing kind of the same thing, and that started in May of 2012. So I guess the whole internet entertainment side of it since May of 2012.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I'm
wow.
looking at your.
I just
your
realized that's been. I can't believe it's been that long already.
Yeah. So I'm sitting here looking at your LinkedIn profile, and it says that you're CEO at Military Members Consulting Services. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I was bored and decided to just start doing some consult work, and that was really the only name I came up with, and it just kind of stuck. And I was
bored. I'm
doing.
going to start a company.
Yeah, I was like, I'm taking a break from corporate America. I just got laid off from a company, and I decided, I'm going to take a few months off, and I did, and it lasted about a week. And I was like, I want to do something. So I started Military Member Consulting, and I was consulting for a couple of companies, but there was a solar panel company that was trying to get into Fort Irwin out in California, and they were bidding for a solar farm, and I was kind of the middle guy in that process, and that's kind of how that started. And I just kept it open and used it for tax purposes, I guess. So never really stuck with it much. Didn't work really hard at that one, unfortunately. But yeah, I just started that, and then I went back into corporate America. I worked for a online university for a little while. That was a little over a year, and I left and took my last day there was April 1st of 2013, and then that's the day I decided that I was done with corporate America, and I'm going to do this stuff full time.
Nice.
Yeah, man. No, that makes sense.
So being a National Guard guy, I don't know if you're familiar with the Marine Corps terminology, but Cigars and Sea Stories, that's what we are. So do you know what a sea story is? Has anybody explained that to you?
It's funny. As much as I hang around, I was telling Mike this the other day. I got more friends that are Marines than I do in any other branch, and I haven't heard sea stories. But if I had to take an educated guess, and I'm not very educated, I would say probably just swapping stories of what happened on your mission or when you were out.
Yeah.
See, is that pretty close?
Yeah,
that's pretty close, man. Yeah. So
Okay.
you got to tell us the sea story. That's what I'm getting at.
All right.
so there he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No shit. There I was. I said, hold my beer and watch this.
Right. There.
Hold my rip it.
Yeah.
We're off to a good start.
I think I'll tell you an embarrassing. I'll tell you two. I think I think one of the most embarrassing things that happened to me. It was in Iraq in 2003. We were on a convoy where we were in Baghdad, and we were getting ready to pull into like this little office building area, and there wasn't any trees. There was really nothing around. And I had ate some of the local food earlier that day, which was mistake number one. And it didn't sit right with me.
Right.
And those of you that have been to Iraq probably can sympathize if you've had the local food there. Third ID was, there was tanks and stuff around. Everybody was walking around. The truck didn't even stop. I jumped out, and I think as I was jumping from the truck, I was, dropping trow at the same time, and right there in front of God and everybody. And, everybody got, horns started blowing, and, everybody was laughing and chuckling and whatnot. And
Oh my God.
Do you have the local food? And I was like, yeah. And then I was like, hey, toss me a roll, toilet paper. And we didn't have any in the truck. So I had to,
Find an MRE.
Yeah, I had to rip my. I didn't even get that. I had to rip my. I took my knife and I cut my shirt.
Yes, the old rip the bottom of the t-shirt trick.
Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
So that was not one of my finer hours. Although when looking back, it was pretty funny. I think, yeah.
I think everybody here could probably relate to that one.
You know,
God, that happened to me earlier
Pretty
today.
much, yeah.
We
you're
had a
looking around
guy.
and think, oh my God, this food is really good. But then you're not, it's like you're not sure what the meat was, because I remember having a conversation like, you ever notice that there's no cats in Iraq? You're wondering, or maybe it's
Right.
camel. Like you're not sure what it is. It goes down really good. It just doesn't come out that well. So yeah, it was not a good time. That was probably my most embarrassing moment in the military. Not a proud moment. And then I think I'll tell you another one. It was not necessarily most embarrassing. Probably considered more of a dumb move. I was an E5 and I was in the supply room one night, and there was a new full bird colonel that was part of the recruit training command. So he was brand new, just fresh off active duty, and I'm sitting there one night and I'm talking to the supply sergeant. Colonel walks in and I kind of stand up straight. Evening, sir. How you doing? Blah blah blah. He didn't say anything to me. He just stares at me like that 1,000-yard stare. And I've been told, and this is just a rumor, gentlemen, that I had a bit of an attitude back then. I thought I was a saint.
Allegedly.
But
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly, air quotes. So he comes up to me, he gets right in my face, and he's like, son, you have a fattish hairdo. Okay, well, I looked over at the supply sergeant, and I looked back at the colonel. I said, sir, you'll have to forgive me, but my vocabulary, I'm not very educated. What the hell is a hairdo? And he's like, I'm sure the chicks dig the bleach blonde hair, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
Right.
And as soon as he said bleach blonde and chicks, I shut him off. I was just like, all right, I'm not here. Your mouth is moving. I can't hear the words though. Yeah. So I looked at him and he had 2 gray spots. He had one gray spot on the side of his head and kind of in the back. And that was it. Black hair, jet black hair, but 2 small gray spots. So I looked at him. I said, sir, let me ask you a question. I said, if I had black hair and 2 small gray spots, would that be considered a fattish hairdo? And I turned around and I walked out. Didn't even let him finish or nothing. I just walked out, slammed the door, walked off, slammed my door, and then sat there. And that's when it hit me, that like, oh shit, what did I do?
Right.
And about 5 minutes, 5 minutes later, the first sergeant calls me. And he had gone home like 4 hours ago. And he called my cell phone and he says, Sergeant Byrd, I just want you to know that you better not be there when I get there in the morning. I said, okay, roger that, Top. Does that mean I get the rest of the weekend off? He's like, yeah, I'll see you next month. And that was it. I saw that colonel a couple years later, and he kind of chuckled about it. He's like, you're the one that told me basically to piss off. And I was like, well, I don't think I said those words. Right. He's like, no, but you did. I said, yeah. Yeah, I did. So,
yes, sir, I did.
that was. I mean, those 2 moments. I mean, nothing really big. I don't have anything. I mean, it was kind of embarrassing and kind of had a dumb moment times in the military. Other than that, wasn't. It was fun while it lasted, and that's really it. Didn't do anything too or nothing like. Didn't jump on a plane or anything like that. I just did my time and was glad that I had the opportunity to do it. And if I had the opportunity to do it all over again, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Hell yes.
See,
I
I'm
think
sitting
the question
here.
that
I'm sitting
wants
here
to answer
agreeing with you because that's exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
Mike,
Yeah.
you haven't done anything hua either.
Exactly.
Well, I think the question America wants answered is did you actually bleach your hair?
All right. So funny story, true story. At the time I was dating somebody and I did bleach like the little landing strip on the top. I thought I'd shave, and I cut my own hair. So I thought I'd shaved it all off. Apparently there was a few tips that were still bleached. Again, apparently
So the colonel was right. We were all
Yeah,
allegedly.
yes. Allegedly, there was a couple of tips that were still bleached that the new colonel did not appreciate.
Very interesting.
He didn't. I just didn't think he had any style. So whatever.
Right?
Fuck you, sir.
Yeah.
Shit, man. I love it.
The colonel came downrange when I was in Quantico and asked me one time why I was wearing a Gore-Tex and gloves. And I turned and looked at him and said, because one of us is going back to an office. And he didn't know to shit or go blind. And yeah, Sergeant Major came
Good
out.
thing you got out too.
Oh, dude.
Just saying.
Dude.
That's awesome.
Sometimes you got to give it to the
fucking
brass.
truth. That motherfucker is walking back up there.
Because one of us is going back to an office.
Yeah.
Cigars and Sea Stories is proud to support and sling Counter-Strike coffee. Counter-Strike coffee, I want you to know, is meant to be drink black. Now, I myself love coffee. I'm a big coffee drinker. I went away from black coffee for a little while. Needed the cream and sugar when I was rocking it with the generic blend. Counter-Strike coffee brought me back into the fold in a huge, huge way. They do a great dark roast. I'm a big fan of napalm. That's my fave. Smooth operator is good, though. It can go with cakes and pies, and I got a bit of a sweet tooth. I know a couple of us do, And then also Firewatch. I mean, Firewatch, that's going to be the kick in the ass that you need in order to get your day going the right way. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't already done so, check out counterstrikecoffee.com. Use promo code Cigars and Sea. You will get 10% off. Again, that's counterstrikecoffee.com. Use promo code Cigars and Sea to get yourself 10% off.
I'm standing out in a foot and a half of snow with Gore-Tex and gloves on, and he walks up to me. He's like, "Why are you wearing that shit in front of these lieutenants?" I'm like, "Because one of us is going back up to an office."
And I might be hard, but fucking damn, it's cold.
Right.
Go fuck yourself.
I thought that you were trying to teach us critical analysis and
Exactly.
thinking outside the box.
Critical thinking.
Like, oh man, it's cold as fuck outside. I should probably throw a beanie on. What? Wait,
Some Gore-Tex and gloves.
It's morning. It's past daylight hours. You will take that filthy beanie off your head, you nasty, stinking daggone thing.
Oh yeah, the Marine Corps, the only place in the world where what you wear is dependent on the time of day and not the temperature.
Exactly.
Oh my
I gotta
god,
tell
it's
you-
so dumb.
I never thought of it that way. Holy shit.
I want to punch myself in the head. That's so.
The Marines are so stupid sometimes.
The Marines out at Quantico, they come out of nowhere. Like
They're the stupidest ones.
What was
I was
crazy.
there, I know.
I can either confirm or deny that this actually happened, but we were driving down, kind of heading toward taking the back road off of the base there in Quantico, and I guess we were driving up by what is that, the Potomac River there, and they got the big hangars where the presidential helicopters are at, I guess. Well, I didn't see that it's no photography. Me being hey, look, helicopters, all right, cool.
Oh, dude, you're taking pictures of white tops.
Oh, yeah, I was like, cool. Like, birds are coming in. Let's take a picture of that. Click, click, and like, I shit you not. I shit you not. There wasn't a soul around for at least a quarter mile. I mean, you couldn't, like, nobody around. About a quarter mile later, there's these armed Marines out. And I was like, oh, they had guns and they were pointing at me. And I drove right past them. And I'm thinking, probably should have stopped. So I turn around. And I'm thinking, like, the one guy's like, red as a stop sign. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Blah, blah. I was like, excuse me, what's the problem? He's like, did you take a picture of the helicopters coming in? I was like, yeah, I did. He's like, I'm gonna need to see your phone, sir. And I was like, are you gonna take it away from me? He's like, no, I just need you. So he just stood there. I mean, he was very polite about it, but I was like, then I asked him, I was like, where the fuck did you guys come from? They're like, there's nothing out. There's not a shed, nothing. You guys just came out of the woodwork, just from nowhere. It was pretty impressive, but yeah.
You're over on SRT's side. I know exactly where you were.
Yeah.
That's why I'm sitting over here laughing my ass off hysterically. Like, I know the people who caught you, okay? Like,
So it got better because when I pulled into where the guy kind of waved me in, when I parked the truck, there's a big sign that says no photography. He's like, can't you read the sign? I was like, where's that fucking sign a quarter mile back, guy? Right. He's like, yeah, it's all right. We a lot of people do that here.
Right.
I was like, there were helicopters. How do you expect me not to take? I mean, it was cool, you know. So
this is why I'm laughing my ass off, because the SRT guys, right, the Special React Team, which is like MP SWAT essentially, we would scratch each other's back with schools. Made perfect sense. They needed to get coaches course, trainers course, and I wanted to go to DM school. Blah blah blah. But these guys were great. Ben, my buddy Ben, who now works state, awesome dude, he had the best stories. He's like, you wouldn't believe the stupid shit I got to deal with. These fucking people think it's okay to take a picture of the president's fucking helicopter. What the hell's wrong with these people?
Yeah, I'm that guy.
Right, exactly. You're that guy. You're that guy taking photos of the White. Oh my God, I've heard these stories. Fuck.
And it wasn't until I was driving away, and it was just like, I was like, what the, and then I kind of got like pissed. I was like, what the fuck's the big deal? And then I was like, okay, it was a presidential. Yeah, that probably wasn't smart. Yeah, okay, I got it. It was, I mean, it was pretty cool, but whatever.
Anytime those guys shot on the range, I'd go up. Like if they were on like the 300-yard rapid fire and just went condition 4, I'd walk up, clear them, kick their boot, and be like, hey, how many white tops are there? And right before they went to answer, they'd stop and look. Right? And it's like, I'm not at liberty to say that. Good job. Good job. You're goddamn straight, you're not. Dude. Yep.
I used to take flight lessons on the airfield at Quantico, and it's just right across on the other side of the airstrip from all the presidential hangars and stuff. And they got a little, like their own little building where you can go and rent an airplane and take lessons and all that kind of stuff. And I always wondered what it would be like if, let's say I'm out there with my pilot instructor and I got the stick and, getting lined up on the runway to go take off or taxi down or whatever. And, what if I just took a wrong turn and taxied into the wrong hangar, like right over by all the presidential helicopters? I just wondered how long it would take before some Marine jumped out from behind a bush and popped an AT-4 into my ass or something.
Excuse me, guys. I'm going to park this right here.
That's like such an easy cover-up, too, because it's like, why'd you let Tim land?
Student pilot, man.
There it is.
Just plain stupid.
Lance Corporal don't know, sir.
Oh, my God. Dude, if I was that Lance Corporal prepping that AT-4, though, I would have the biggest goddamn erection. I would just be like, oh my God, I'm going to GTA 4 this motherfucker right now. This is happening. That Cessna is going into pieces. Oh, I'm bringing a piece of this home. And then they're like, stand down, ceasefire, motherfucker! Like, I know how that feels because I almost smoked an Iraqi police. They confiscated a vehicle and they were like trail trace coming in ECP North, and I had that AT-4 prep the whole 9 yards. I was ready to go, and then an Iraqi cop stands out. You have never seen a more upset fucking man in your entire life. I was so pissed. My platoon sergeant standing there. What the hell's wrong with you? I'm like, they wouldn't let me shoot a fucking rocket, and he's like, well, why the fuck not? I mean, he was just as pissed as I would, but he had no idea what the situation was. Oh my God! Yep. See.
Well, it just seems like the thing. If a Marine has a rocket on his shoulder, he ought to be able to shoot it, right?
Yes. You damn why not? That's fucking bullshit. If Gurkhas are pulling out a knife and catching blood, I should be able to fucking prime an AT-4 and at least blow something up with it. I mean, even if it's arbitrary. You know what I mean?
All right. Take out that other hangar. No one's in it. Go for it. Right. Fuck it.
We got to use this ammunition up anyway. Just go ahead.
That's Biden's helicopter anyhow. It's gonna be. He's golfing. It's gonna be.
Hey, careful.
He does.
NSA listen.
Right, they're listening right now. Time now.
we want to welcome everybody else that's listening to this interview right now.
Inside
Hello,
of your
buddies.
glass building.
Hey, he took pictures. I didn't do shit.
Cigars and Sea Stories, entertaining NSA listeners around the world.
They're like, these motherfuckers.
At least. Am I the only one? Am I the only one who pictures like NASA circa 1962 when I picture a guy tapping in NSA? He's got like the spools of tape and shit and the 50 style rims and stuff. I mean, that's all that I can picture. I understand that's not what's happening, but that's the image that I got. Slide rulers, pocket protectors. We're putting a man on the moon here. Like, that's what I envision.
Like
but it's not it. That's not it.
The name of the movie. You know who? Gene Hackman.
Yes!
Enemy of the State.
That one. Yeah. There you go. That was a good movie.
By the way, Gene Hackman, fellow Marine.
Marine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you guys got all the cool actors.
Dude, we got
not all of them, but we got quite a few.
There's some army dudes that are. Wait,
You got quite a few.
Let me just hold you up real quick and throw out the trump card, which is Steve McQueen, and you guys can just sit down. All right?
Yeah, sit down.
Steve McQueen, Marine, nailed it. I'm just saying.
You know what he did, right? Y'all know what made him famous as a Marine? I think it's what got him kicked out of the Marine Corps. Maybe he didn't get kicked out. I don't know.
He didn't get kicked out for it. Well, are you talking about his... Because he was commended for saving those other Marines before they... Wasn't it before they went through the ice or something like that?
Oh, no, it has nothing to do with ice.
Has
to do with when he was in when he was at Pendleton and he painted an Amtrak pink.
I didn't know about that.
Sometimes you fuck around.
Yeah. Yeah, so he I think he was a tracker, wasn't he? And he painted an Amtrak pink and drove it up Hill Street.
Good Lord.
Wow, that's awesome. I fucking hope that's true. I don't know. I'm about to IMDb, dude.
That's like one of the biggest legends of Kent Pendleton.
No shit. It was probably like
no
Lego or something.
Guys have no balls anymore. You don't see tanks and Amtraks running up and down the street. What's up?
Never.
No balls.
They don't.
None.
They don't let us unlock them.
Anything fun anymore?
I know, it's bullshit. Won't even let me drive the fucking tank. No O3. That's bullshit.
I can press pedals. I don't give a shit.
Right. Press pedal.
Can't be that
turn
hard.
Shit like a motorcycle. Dude, Abrams are sweet, man. I'm telling you, if I wasn't tall, that would have been the gig for me. Rolling around in that mother trucker. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Nice.
So, Heroes Media Group. Back on.
Yeah, no shit. Go off on a tirade.
Well, we allow the conversation to be organic here. This is organic conversation.
Yeah.
Grass-fed, free range.
Grass-fed. Yeah, locally produced.
That's right.
Non-fat.
Love it.
I don't know. There's some fat over here.
Yeah, here, check this out, gents. I want to read this real quick, because I found this on military.com about Steve McQueen. It's pretty badass. So, after he served his time in the brig, by the way, because Shore Patrol apprehended him for, he was demoted to private 7 times in the Marine Corps, by the way, because you are a badass, Steve McQueen. God rest your soul. Alleged alcoholic and prostitute lover. Oh, man. I love this dude. Some people's heroes. You know what I'm saying? All right, so later on, his unit was performing a training exercise in the Arctic, which turned disastrous. The ship that McQueen and his unit and their tanks had boarded hit a sandbank, which then threw several tanks and their crews into the water. Many drowned immediately. Unable to get their tanks out of the obviously out of the water. But McQueen jumped in and saved the lives of 5 men. In recognition for his actions, McQueen was chosen to partake in the honor guard protecting Harry S. Truman's yacht. So McQueen stayed with the Marines until 1950 when he was honorably discharged. Yacht! What do you think, man? Come on
7
now.
demotions later, fuck it.
Save some Jars lives. You're hanging out with Harry S. on his fucking yacht. That's what's up. I'm just throwing it out there. That's cool shit.
Because he wanted to spend 2 weeks with his girlfriend until Shore Patrol catches him. That's That's awesome. 41 days in the brig because he resisted arrest when they finally caught him.
Right?
Good stuff. Good stuff.
You knew what
Epic.
you knew what he was channeling when he was in The Great Escape. He was
right.
he was channeling that break time, bouncing that ball, saying "fuck you," say "fuck you." You know what?
Hey, you can make a song about that, dude. 41 days in the can.
There you go.
What's that one song from the 60s? 30 days in the hole.
Here we go.
Oh, there
Anyway.
it goes.
Here we go. Tim says
Karaoke.
this guy karaoke night.
Love, everyone, unity.
What do you think there? What do you think there, Adam Bird? Could we do a karaoke podcast?
I think you're onto something. I really do.
Veteran karaoke's.
Veteran karaoke.
Veteran
I will tell you,
karaoke, and then we
Karaoke
take.
not to trifle with.
The thing is, we got to take that on the road right away.
Time now.
Right on.
Cigars and Sea Stories, Bukkake
Oh.
karaoke.
Yeah, I see you guys
Bukkake
for like Madison
karaoke.
Rising and stuff like that.
Yes,
Yeah,
fuck a bunch of Madison Rising. We got
do the
Cigars and
defense.
Sea Stories karaoke.
Boom.
Hey, have you guys seen the, or have you heard the Disturbed's version of Sound of Silence?
It's pretty sweet.
Oh, it's freaking
little
awesome.
little Simon and Garfunkel done by Disturbed.
Yeah.
So-
You gotta watch.
Never heard anybody.
Well, you guys are definitely something else. That's for damn sure.
Well,
So I'm
we
looking online.
either apologize or thank you.
No, it's-
Either way, we're flattered.
I was telling a friend of mine today I was going to be on with you guys tonight. And he's like, "You're going on with the Marines?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "I'm not sure if I should be nervous, afraid, or feel safe. I'm all the above right now. So
That's it. That's right.
so thank you."
That is literally what it's like being a Marine. So
Nervous,
it'll be
afraid,
fine.
slightly aroused.
Slightly-
I can't see anything. It's not cutting on. It's not cutting off.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Bennett's in
Uh-oh.
trouble.
You better get the fuck off that computer, Bennett. 2 hands on the keyboard. Who you Skyping? She sounds hideous. Right?
Let me mute it for Christ's sake.
Hi, Danny. Shout out to Bennett's wife, Danielle. You are a lovely woman and very supportive. Thank you.
God bless your soul.
God be with you. Yep.
Oh God.
No big whoop.
So, welcome to Cigars and Sea Stories. This is it. This is what we do.
Yep.
You guys are honestly, you guys are just fucking amazing. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm really hoping that I get to meet all of you guys here, soon. That's one of the. I think that's definitely going to be on my to-do list. This year is to come out and see you guys this year.
Nice. Very
Hell
cool.
yeah, man.
You got an
Come on out to North Kakalaki.
Hey, if you're also, you had mentioned Modern Day Marine or Modern Marine Expo. That is more for the officer side of things. If you want to see the grunts, you want to see the trigger pullers, Marine South is where it's at.
Really? All right, I'm gonna write that down.
Down here in Lejeune, man.
Yeah, so
Matter of fact, now I'm thinking about that's a really good point because I was looking at it and Marine South is April 6th through the 8th, I believe, in Lejeune.
we're going to have to go to that as Cigars and Sea Stories, not Blood Stripes this year.
Right. The other thing, too, is we'll just go over to the victory units and start hanging out with jarheads instead of walking around the expo the entire time also. See, that's kind of the other fun nature about doing it. So,
Well, this
They're gonna
time we
be-
won't piss off the vendors because they won't be like, hey, how did you afford a booth if you just started? We're like, booth? Well, we didn't get a booth. We just folded up the part that says visitor and shoved it in our little lanyards, I guess.
well, and we were registered guests. We just happened to be handing out,
Party favors.
we were handing out business cards and stuff like that. It's not like we needed a booth.
Yeah.
There's nothing booth-esque about it. Hey, what's up? You're shaking hands and kissing babies, right?
There
You're
you
shaking
go.
babies and kissing hands, and that's when
Whatever.
that's when the old lady starts yelling at you and got to slap you out of the flashback. It's weird. Weird, man. You know what I mean? What? What?
Shaking babies. Yeah, there's something like that. You know.
Did
what
I
I'm
say
talking
that out loud?
That's against the rules, You're not supposed to do that.
I don't know. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, man, we're going to have to get together. You have an open invite out here to Fob Invictus anytime. By all means, hit us up. And I'm sure that we're going to be doing some networking here.
Hell yes.
In the not too distant future. We'd love to get down on some of those escapades, and we'll keep the conversation going. You got any links for our fans out there so that you can...
All right. Well, you can check us out on heroesmediagroup.com. You can also check us out on all of our social media sites, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram by going Heroes Media GRP. And that's it.
Nice.
Awesome.
Very cool. Yes, and we will be sending folks over to heroesmediagroup.com to check that out. And yeah, dude.
I'm going to share your guys' stuff too. I'm assuming you guys wouldn't mind if I share some of you guys' posts and get people to go over, because you guys are some funny fuckers, and I definitely want to keep in touch with you guys. I love what you guys are all about, what you guys are doing, and I appreciate the opportunity. A little different for me being on this side of the mic tonight. Usually I'm used to giving the interviews, not being interviewed. So I appreciate you guys reaching out to me and giving me time to come on and talk a little bit tonight.
Absolutely.
Well, hell yes, anytime.
Great to have you.
Update from the Tanton residence. Everything is squared away and fine with the child's phone.
Thank God for that. Some people's kids. You know what I mean, America?
I swear to
folks. Folks, if you would, subscribe, rate, review the podcast. You can find us on Stitcher, iTunes, Player FM. Thank you so much for listening. Please share. We're looking to get up there on the new and noteworthy on iTunes, especially. So if you would, please share with all of your social media networks, and we would be much obliged. Check out Counter-Strike Coffee. Get 10% off with coupon code Cigars and Sea. You can also go on veteranslist.us. If you're a fellow veteran business leader and you want to get a featured membership on there, we've got a 50% off discount code. That's 50% off when you enter in Cigars and Sea for a featured membership. It's a $175 fee, and it will get you serious coverage. By the way, check out veteranslist.us to find your veteran-led businesses in your area, and go patronize them. You know what I'm saying. Other than that, we got First Data. They've got rates as low as 1.2%. Again, Vetrepreneurs will get you hooked up, so get in touch with us. Adam Bird, you got anything else for our folks out there?
I appreciate it, guys. Make sure you check us out, heroesmediagroup.com. Gentlemen, love what you're doing. Like I said, look forward to talking to you guys some more in the near future.
All right, brother. Have a good night.
Hey, thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Kill Body, Jocelyn, cue the music.
I shall.